A lot of people are not gonna like me for what I'm about to say. Daughter from Hell. Gracie Abrams' latest album released on July 2026. It's a pop album that is aimed to match her previous record, The Secret of Us and Good Riddance. At least that's my opinion and what it sounded like. And it is filled with 16 tracks and 56 minutes long, making it her longest album ever, which is pretty impressive. I didn't thought it was gonna be that long anyway. 56 minutes is wow, very long, man. With that being said, let's immediately start with the positives because there's not a lot. There's only two for me. One, the lyricism of this album is very matured and has a lot of depth. While I still like the lyricism from The Secret of Us and Good Riddance, I feel like this album is like it's very matured, and I feel like out of all those albums, this one definitely has the most depth in terms of lyricism. And also another thing is that her vocals in this album is outstanding. In every single track that I listen to, this album has such like pretty singing from her. Like I love the singing in her. I love the singing in this album. I think it's great. I think it's probably like the best one out of out of like her three albums. This is definitely like where she shines the most vocally, which I really like. So great lyricism with a lot of depth and also the vocals being amazing. However, with that being said, that is my only two positives from this album because I have a lot of negatives. So, even though the vocals are amazing, the instrumentals are the main issue for me in this album. To me, the instrumentals sounded boring and bland. And I'm not saying that it's terrible because this album is far from what we call bad. It's just that the instrumentals felt a bit uninspiring and boring and flat. That sometimes genuinely makes me confused on why is it like this. Like nearly every single track, like it's the same thing. It's just a low energy, focus on vocals. Like that's it. Like I want the drums. I want the hype that The Secret of Us had. The Secret of Us, even though the songs needed to be carried by the bridge, the bridges in that album is amazing, which is very missing from this album for some reason. So and then also Hit the Wall and Cold Goodbyes are not good opening and closing. I think those two are very weak in terms of opening and closing. And then number three, I feel like Gracie played it a bit too safe from this album. I feel like there was no experimentals whatsoever. An album doesn't always need to be experimentals. It's just that every single song was kind of sounded the same. Nearly every single one of them. Four, and this is a real story, in the last 5 tracks of the album, I actually nearly fell asleep. I did fall asleep for like 2 minutes because it was that boring of an instrumental that my brain just wants to sleep for some reason. And another negative thing is that like usually when I listen to album, there's like some tracks where I ended up standing and dancing. This album has none of that for some reason. Not even like the great tracks, which I'm gonna explain later. And then also to me, even though the aim was to combine her previous 2 albums, I feel like it was failed. The singing sounded like The Secret of Us. It's just that the instrumentals, even though it kinda is inspired from Good Riddance, it's just that it's not as good as Good Riddance in any way. Okay, so those are my negatives. So now we are gonna go to my top 3. It's not a lot. So number 3 is Death Wish. Lyrically on this album, this is probably my favorite. I love Death Wish. I love the rage she has in her voice. I really like that in the end. I feel like this song has an amazing outro. And then number 2 would be Broke My Heart. Broke My Heart is fun and has like very interesting melodies. I love it so much. And then number 1 would be Look at My Life. I already have a whole video dedicated to Look at My Life and my reaction to the music video. This song is just incredible as a whole. It's lyrically amazing. I already broke it down, so you can just watch that video. But my whole point is that this song is amazing as a whole, and I really like Look at My Life. It has an amazing bridge, amazing verses, amazing chorus, amazing everything. So, conclusion. This album is not bad. Like in any sense, it is not bad. but to me it is a bit mediocre and probably like a major step down from her previous record, which is The Secret of Us. The productions, apart from her vocals, felt boring and bland, and the only way to look forward into the songs is her singing, and the lyricism is the only thing to look forward to. But other than that, it's just boring and bland. Her singing and lyricism is great in this album, but to me it's kind of pointless when the instrumentals are boring. Nearly every single songs are sounded the same, and Gracie kind of playing it safe. But in this album, it felt like it was too safe because every song kind of sounded the same apart from some tracks. But again, like I said, this album is not bad in any sense, and I believe Gracie can come back from this. So, with that being said, my final rating for this album would be a 5.5 out of 10. Thank you and subscribe.